Right guys, one of the two biggest problems you get with breakdowns and owning a vehicle is having flat tyres, isn't it? Or you go out in the morning and boom, you've got a flat tyre. You go to get the spare wheel, and that's flat, Other vehicles will have something like tyre seal to get you home, and they'll have a compressor in it, like say the Mazda 2 or whatever. That's more common, or the space-saving wheel, I'm still living in prehistoric times with a car which is fairly prehistoric. I do get inflation issues with my car, and if I'm at home, I am stuck. The other problem is jump starts in the winter, and it is mainly people that I know, family members and my neighbours. They can't start in the morning because the battery's flat, because they haven't really paid much attention to their car at all. They haven't done any maintenance on it. So what happens is they're running around looking for a jump start, or they ring the breakdown services, the AA, RAC, somebody like that, and they'll come out and then sort them out. All well and good, but that's all time consuming. We know a little bit of extra time spent looking after your car, making sure everything's correct, your tyre pressures are correct at least, and your spare, which seems to get ignored because it's in the boot, is inflated. That means if you do get into trouble, you can get yourself out of it, So I have this, but I still need extra pressure, to get the tyre up to spec, so it's sealed. And what I've decided to do is get this little bad boy, which is a compressor, battery pack and jump starter pack as well, and link below to Amazon. It is on a good deal, so that's all right. And what you get in the box is basically the usual clips, but it also is, as you know, is a extra battery pack for charging mobile phones or whatever you like with the stuff that people have that you can never provide enough power for, isn't it? The mobile phone, yes, you know that, the fucking mobile phone. So basically, boom, you have it here, This is supposed to do 120 PSI. I know from working with vehicles that have up to 130 PSI, when you get to 90 PSI, it takes hours to pump stuff up. So be realistic, you're not going to have a wheel that's just 385/65 by 22.5. Put it in perspective, the compressor over there looks quite small compared to this until you put it right next to it. Now you have a massive motor and you have a huge receiver for pushing the pressure and getting the volume into the tyre. Normal car running or a bit harder, things that go up to 60 PSI, no problem, so that's a van, and it's actually portable. Rather than having something that's clipped on your battery where you have to run around the vehicle and the lead might not be long enough, this will do it. So boom, it is a get you out of the poo sort of thing. It's the type of thing where you can use it in an emergency. I had this issue with my mother's Peugeot. Like always, she never uses it, but she wants to keep it in tip-top condition. So I go around, the battery's flat and the offside tyre is flat, so easy done. Well, it wasn't easy done because I had to pump it up by manual pump, which is nothing wrong with it. However, it took a lot of my time when I could just clip this on, got it done, jump started it, got it to where it needed to be, which was an MOT, because that's about the only time it ever goes out on the road, is to MOT and back from MOT. Rather than helping people, I usually help myself by having to charge mobile phones up on the go and also do the domestic work, which involves also pumping bike tyres up, 25 PSI. And then last week I bought Project and found a flat tyre, so managed to use this rather quickly, promptly, get this pumped up before it was put onto a recovery vehicle. Now the piece of equipment itself has a settable gauge, which means you can set the exact pressure that you need to. So if it's like 32 PSI or whatever, that's exactly what you get. It stops. If, for instance, there's more pressure in it, it will let it out. So that's pretty good going, and it doesn't take long to pump a tyre up. You're not expected to do lorry tyres or any shape or form, are you? So here, done the spare, took it up to 40 PSI, which is the maximum pressure, And then the bike as well, which was 25 psi, done in a whisper, no problem, and then out on the bike. It also has an adapter for a football, and we pumped this up, only to be disappointed because the residents committee says that we can't have any ball games here, so yeah, not good there. So the spec says that the battery capacity is 24,000 milliamp hours. Jump start output is 12 volts, and the peak current for this is 2000 amps. Okay, so DC output is 12 volts to 16 volts at 10 amps. Type C input and a USB 1 and USB 2 outputs as well. They're 5 volts, 2.1 amps and 3 amps respectively. And apparently the air compressor should do up to 150 psi. So it's, yeah, I'm a bit suspicious about the 150 psi. But if you need that pressure instantly, then I guess you'd have it. But you couldn't do it by volume because the battery just wouldn't cope with being able to pump that much pressure into a large volumed area. So it's not a bad bit of kit, actually. It's not a bad bit of kit for the price. It is worth it because it is a 4-in-1. Plus you also get a charge indicator, which you should do anyway with any bit of kit like this, so you know where it's at. So this is a good bit of kit which gives you the right pressure. Plus you're supposed to have a handy dandy torch on this somewhere. Don't know where. Yeah, it's supposed to be a light here somewhere. There it is. Oh, actually that's quite a few LEDs on that. Yeah, so we'll say yeah, good. The over-spec claims for being able to start an 8-litre petrol engine or a 6.5-litre diesel engine, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter because peak current is 2000 amps, which a starter motor only takes 300 amps generally these days on modern vehicles. Used this a few times now and it hasn't failed. It's good. On Amazon in the UK, yeah. If you need one, get one. At least your credibility as a technician is going to be good if you turn up to somewhere and it's got a flat battery and a flat tyre, yeah, because it does happen, doesn't it? Too many times, yeah. So anyway, she'll see you later. I'm chuffed with this bit of kit, yeah, that's getting me out of trouble as well because this thing is flat.